Hey yo, what's up everybody, it's JJ. Today we're coming back a video basically talking about cryptocurrency, and of course on the latest news itself there is something like this Ethereum 2.0 that is gonna happen, and of course from there like you might be concerned if let's say you're a miner, and of course if you're a user you might also be a little bit concerned, but of course not really a big part of you concerning about how it's gonna work and everything is gonna be working as per normal. And after that from there basically they're just gonna change their algorithm. I mean not the algorithm, basically is their governance. Basically the governance itself previously was using like Ethereum mining itself. We can use a GPU to mine, but of course they're going to transit into this proof of stake, and of course we're going to basically talk more about it. And of course introduction itself, this is a video basically talking about this Ethereum 2.0 merge, and of course from there I would say that disclaimer itself, yes, I'm affiliated with some of the products that I'm going to basically show on this video, and of course feel free to use all the links down below to support the channel. And of course I would say no financial advice is given, it's only for entertainment and educational purposes. So over here we're going to say that if let's say you want to start mining with your PC, or let's say you want to mine with your computer or rig, or set up a mining rig itself, you can use the HiveOS ecosystem to basically is a all-in-one solution for all systems. Basically you can use it on the ASIC as well. It's a miner's dashboard itself, an interface for you to basically configure everything on one single dashboard. And of course I would say it's very easy to install and use, and of course from there you can basically, I would say, out of so many mining software itself, HiveOS itself is one of the leader out there. And after that from there, making it super easy for beginners or let's say enterprise to use it. So I believe many people are using this HiveOS itself. So we're gonna jump into the topic without further ado. What is this Ethereum 2.0? So over here on the crypto space, there's a lot of news talking about this Ethereum 2.0 since 2017 or even 2015 or something like that. There have been this idea of transiting from proof of work towards proof of stake since the beginning of time, because Ethereum itself was met with lots of like difficulty, basically challenges, like basically lots of transaction ongoing on the chain itself. And after that from that, transaction fee can go as high as $100 just by one single transaction. You want to integrate the smart contract, or you want to send some funds somewhere. And after that from there has been a challenge of that. And of course since then the Ethereum itself is using proof of work. Basically you are gonna set up a few miners, your GPU miner or some ASIC itself. You can basically use it to do some proof of work itself, basically a proof of work transaction, basically to mine it. And after that you hash it using your GPU power or the ASIC hashboard. And after that from there they are going to transit into this 2.0 itself. So what does this even mean? Basically it is on the news itself, there's a lot of 2.0 article about it. So to cut it short itself, basically the Ethereum merge may be coming sooner than expected. Basically it's going to take place on the 15th of September or 16th depending. And after that from there it is basically a call from the Ethereum developers. So we here want to read more about it. Basically the merge is coming, and after that from there you gotta be thinking, what is the merge? Basically is transiting from proof of work towards proof of stake. So for proof of work and proof of stake itself, the difference is very simple. For proof of work itself, you need to have hardware to basically support the network. Basically a lot of hardware to support the network, to do hashing, and after that from there confirming transaction, validating transaction, many more technical terms. But of course to transit into proof of stake itself, it will be slightly easier. And after that from there I would say it is the entry to get into Ethereum ecosystem itself is slightly the benchmark will be higher, because if let's say you are using GPUs itself, you just buy the GPU, plug it, and after that from there start mining, you will generate some Ethereum. But for proof of stake itself, you will need to have X amount of Ethereum, which is 32 Ethereum, to basically become a validator. And from there, once you become a validator itself, you are basically validating the blocks, and after that confirming the blockchain and everything. So for the proof of stake itself, it will basically have a better efficiency, for basically no lots of energy will be required to basically run to validate the Ethereum blockchain itself, as compared to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is using proof of work, the ASIC miners, those machines that blows like hair dryer, and after that it is a very hot heater, energy consumption, blah blah blah. People are saying Bitcoin cryptocurrency is wasting electricity because of proof of work. And after that from there, Ethereum itself is going to transit to proof of stake. But of course, what will happen if let's say the Ethereum 2.0 is implemented? As per se itself, this will only this part itself is basically going to be crucial for those miners, and after that from there who are interested in getting GPU rigs. And after that from there the merge is coming. So if let's say Ethereum 2.0 is implemented on the September of 15th or 16th, basically what will happen is basically all the miners out there will basically stop mining. Basically, you can't mine Bitcoin. I mean, you can't mine Ethereum because of this transition. So right now, you can see that the algorithm itself, Ethereum hash, the ETH hash, you can still mine, and after that from there the difficulty is this. And of course all of the mining power itself will be basically distributed to other coins itself. We're gonna talk about it later. So what will happen itself is very simple. When this implementation happens, basically the users, the consumer end itself, you will basically see faster transaction, and after that from there you will see like basically cheaper transaction fees as well, because it's proof of stake right now. And after that from there, not a lot of mining needed, and after that from there nobody is going to like somehow fight with the blockchain. I mean, whose transaction get confirmed first, but of course it will still happen if let's say the mint basically you still have to pay gas and everything. So what's gonna happen for the miners itself, basically you cannot mine anymore, and after that from there, if let's say you want to transit to the proof of stake itself, prepare 32 ethereum, and after that you will still need the hardware. But of course the hardware itself is not a very hardcore one, like 6 GPUs or maybe 12 GPUs. You just need a computer with an Intel CPU to basically to fulfill the prerequisites over here, the mechanism. So you would basically need to have at least like 64 GB RAM, and after that from there maybe 12 core processor or maybe 8 core, and after that from there you just need it to be running 24/7 to basically be a validator. If not, you can use other services out there that is basically like all nodes itself. They are basically providing Ethereum 2.0 staking mechanism. Basically you can just host your Ethereum 2.0 with them, and after that from there it's going to cost you like a monthly fee of I don't know $10 or $15 depending. And after that from there, once it's implemented, all the coins you can't mine, and you can't mine Ethereum anymore. So as of now, most of the GPU powers is onto Ethereum, and after that right now we're going to talk about what other coins can you mine. So over here to talk about the hash rate itself, to get a better idea itself, you can see as of now Ethereum itself, all of the pool add up together, there's around 893 terahash worth of GPU power or ASIC power onto the chain itself. So over here, this is, I would say, accumulated almost around 60% of whatever GPU is out there. Basically everything is mining Ethereum, and after that from there I would say that this is a lot of hash power. And of course once this transition happened, this merge happened towards the 2.0 itself, all of this hash power will be rendered useless onto Ethereum itself, because you can't mine it anymore. So people are looking into Ethereum Classic to mine some Zikila, and after that from there many more coins that you can mine. So over here on what to mine, just put in on GPU, enter whatever amount, just example, and after they click on calculate itself, you can see all of the coins over here is mineable using a GPU. So over here you can use mine flux, which is the next option for if let's say you're interested in mining. And of course from there you can mine Ergo as well, Raven coin, and after that many more Zero, Aeon, and after that many more random coins out there. And after that from there, to basically see which coin you want to mine itself, it is basically up to your own research and of course your knowledge onto the ecosystem. Because when you're mining this coin itself, you can see that okay, you might be able to mine a lot of that coin at that moment itself, and after that from there, like this Bitcoin Z might be the next Bitcoin. Some of you guys might say, because it is named Bitcoin. So some of you guys might want to basically ape into some coins that is out there to mine, and after that from there I would say please do the research properly and after diligently before you jump into it, because some coin over here might be worth like 10 cents as of today, and you might see a potential of it jumping to $1 or even like $10 or even as high as $1,000. But of course don't daydream about it, because you have to find those projects with fundamentals, and after that from there worthy of your hash power, because you're running the GPU, and after that from there there's gonna be electricity being consumed. So over here we are here all making a living trying to mine something, and after that from there hopefully it can pays off the electricity and of course the equipment. So over here do not mine into like shitty coins or unrecognized coin out there. And after that from there you can see the network hash rate itself. You can see this over here is like the dominant, basically taking up almost 60 to 70% of the hash rate as of now. And after that, if let's say this is going to be transit, and after that from there there's no delays ongoing, basically all of this hash power will be distributed, trickle down towards Flux, Ravencoin, Ergo, and after that Ethereum Classic. Some of you guys might say Ethereum Classic is the next Ethereum or something like that, because it is still mineable. So do not get fooled by online people telling you that Ethereum Classic is going to be the next Ethereum. But of course if you look at Ethereum Classic itself, it is basically a copy of Ethereum, and after that from there I would say the mechanism itself is the same. And of course from there, just for the sake of Ethereum Classic, they fork it out with Ethereum, and after that to make it mineable. And of course from there I'm going to tell you what is the next coin that I'm going to mine if let's say Ethereum has merged, and after that from there completely unmineable. So for those who have been watching my channel, I have done basically a introduction on my GPU mining farm at home, and after that from there if you want to watch it, it's gonna pop up above, just click on it. So the next coin that I'm gonna mine is basically, I would say, purely Flux, because this coin itself, I have done some research, and after that I'm running like this coin itself. I would say it has two proof of work and proof of stake mechanism to basically validate the blockchain, and after that from there to be basically whatever rewards there's on the chain itself is split up to 50-50, so 50 for the proof of stake holders, and after that 50 for the miners itself. So I would say over here this ecosystem itself is quite established, previously known as Zcash, the Zcash or Zel something, and after that from there it have been rebranded into Flux, and after that from there I would say since then they have been working towards like lots of adoption, and after that basically a decentralized computing distributed network, and after that from there if you look at your AWS, your I don't know those service provider, the cloud provider itself, so what they're doing is something similar but decentralized, and after that from there there's a lot of resources out there for you to basically tap onto the network, and it is cheap to host stuff over there. So over here we can say that I'm gonna mine Flux next. If let's say Ethereum has been transited, and after that from there it's not financial advice, do not need to follow me or whatsoever, I've already done my research. And of course for Ergo and after the Raven, I do not really see not really like a use case or whatsoever, because it is mineable, and after that it has reputation since the past when it was when it started launching, and after people are talking about this new coin to mine and everybody is mining it, so it get a reputation there because of the influence in the community as well. So for Flux itself, I see the fundamental value over there, and of course from there as of today we can see when it hits the all-time high itself, we can look at Flux itself. The all-time high is around almost $3.10, and after that from there the market crashed and everything crashed, so it went up to like 40 cents, and since then it has recovered to $1, so it's 100% gain since the lowest drawdown recently. And after that I would say in the future itself it will still continue his value upwards if let's say they manage to do whatever they want, and after they fulfill whatever they promise on the roadmap itself. And after that from there I would say there's a development team behind it, and after that I would say somehow I'm quite bullish on this coin itself, not because I hold a bag, I run a node, I'm gonna mine it or whatsoever. It's just the fundamental out there compared to all of the other coins that I've seen. And after that, to be honest, it seems promising, but of course I don't really see much of it on the media. And of course for Raven itself, previously I heard about Raven since like the mining craze at 2017 or 2018, and then people are talking about Raven, and after that from there is the next the next coin to basically mine and everything. So eventually did not really do much research onto it, so I can't really judge on it. And after that there's many more other coins out there you might want to mine. And of course lastly, the thoughts and risks about this. So the thoughts about Ethereum basically removing their proof of work itself, basically all the hash power will trickle down, and after that from there it will be more harder to basically generate this type of coins. But of course rest assured there's gonna definitely be some value behind the coin itself because of the hash power on the network itself. So basically if let's say there's lots of hash power on the network itself, equals the security will be better, because for proof of work itself you will need to have at least 51% of the hash power to influence the blockchain, to manipulate, to hack the blockchain or whatsoever. But of course with Zcash, the Flux token itself, you can basically the network itself is split into half. Basically one is proof of stake, nodes runner, and after that the next one is basically hash power. So if you want to completely take over the blockchain itself, you will need to have at least 76% of proof of stake coins being staked, and after that from there another 26% of like proof of works hash rate to basically take over the network, making it like 52% or something like that. You own the whole network. But of course this over here is slightly complicated, and of course I would say complicated to hack if let's say you're gonna be a hacker, want to hack the chain itself, because it is split into two chain. Not say two chain, it is two what is that called, validator or whatsoever, the consensus. Basically the consensus itself is split into two algorithm, and after that one proof of stake, one proof of work. So it is an excellent coin that you might want to hold if let's say you're going to talk about securities on the chain itself. And after that from there, as of now I would say the usability of Flux itself is not as fast as Ethereum, as fast as Bitcoin or whatsoever. Basically for the blocks itself it takes 10 minutes or even longer to basically generate one block. So I would say yeah, for the scalability itself, it is still trying to achieve something, but of course eventually I have high hopes with them. So the risk about this itself is basically, if let's say you're gonna get into the GPU mining itself, you already bought a GPU, and after that from there you're stuck with this Ethereum merge, and after that from there you're unable to make back your money. So I would say, to be honest, to make back your money, if let's say you bought your GPU recently, like for my case, I bought it like recently, like around around 4 or 5 months ago. So I would say to make back all of my money on Ethereum itself, it is impossible, because it is going to merge. If let's say the merge happen, making back money is going to take a long time, because of the price of Ethereum worth a few thousand, and after that from there mining it is very lucrative, and after that from there breaking even is fast enough. But for all these lower coins over here like Flux, Raven, and blah blah blah, all the coins out there, their value itself is not really high enough, and after that from there the block rewards itself is already fixed there. So by talking about it, basically you can see per day itself you're going to generate $1.66 before electricity, and for Flux itself you're going to generate like, you're going to lose 15 cents out of it, 11 cents out of it. And after that, eventually, if let's say the hash power trickle down itself, basically you will see the value over here decrease if the coin does not increase in value. And after that from there, why is that so? Because there's a lot of hash power onto the network, and of course you will see that it is inflated. Basically, there's a lot of people trying to mine a coin, and after eventually on the pool itself you will share with all of the hash power. So just imagine now we are looking at a difficulty of like 28k, and after eventually all this gonna trickle down, maybe this double itself, your reward will get slashed into half. And of course if this quadruple or even like 5 times or whatsoever, basically everything you see on the revenue, just divide it by 5 or something like that. Because if this is only for the instance if the coin stays at the current value, and after that from there, if let's say the coin rise by 10 times, and of course the hash rate goes by 5 times higher, basically you are still making a profit out of it, just depending on basically the coin itself, the price of the coin, and after that the hash rate onto it. So this is how I see, and after that gauge the coin and value itself, the rewards itself. So I would say for risk itself, to be honest, should you get your GPUs and start mining itself? So I would say, to be honest, I stepped my wrong foot onto it, because buying a GPU itself, it is somehow technical enough to set up. You need to have some technical knowledge to set it up, and after that from there to operate it, and of course you need a good environment. Compared to an ASIC, just buy it, plug and play, and you are done. Like if let's say I have a choice, if let's say in the future I would have a choice, I would basically transit into the ASIC mining itself, even though it takes more electricity or energy. And of course over here you can see that of course the coin that I can mine is only specific to what kind of ASIC I buy, but of course for GPU itself I have the option to mine other coins out there, and after that from there, this is why I got into GPU mining. But of course second thoughts itself, contemplating and tempting to buy one ASIC miner to mine like Bitcoin or some other coins out there that has fundamental value. And after that from there, I would say it's all up to you, because it's your money. And after that from there, do not risk it if let's say you can't afford to lose it. And of course always buy a ledger to keep your funds safe. Remember this, in the crypto space, if it's not your key, it's not your money. So I would say, if you can't afford to lose any amount that you currently have to get invested whatsoever, do not get invested into it. And after that from there, stay safe. And of course there's a lot of scammers out there, do not fall for scams. And I will say I've come to the end of the video. If you like the video, kindly leave a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on post notification, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Bye bye, peace.